Some people don't ask for help, not because they are strong, but because somewhere in their lives, needing people became dangerous. It became unsafe. Maybe every time they needed comfort, they were ignored. Maybe every time they expressed emotions, they were shamed. Or maybe every time they trusted someone, they were disappointed. So eventually, they stopped asking, they stopped needing, and they stopped trusting. The saddest part is that the society praises them for it. Meanwhile, they are emotionally exhausted, silently overwhelmed, and incapable of truly feeling safe with anyone in their lives. That is called hyper-independence. And most people carrying it don't even realize it. In this video, we are going to discuss what hyper-independence actually is, where it comes from, why successful people secretly struggle with it, why it slowly destroys relationships, and more importantly, how healing begins. Because that is the main goal of this discussion. Because later in this video, I'm going to explain why most hyper-independent individuals secretly feel uncomfortable when someone genuinely cares about them. And once you understand that, everything will start making sense. Hyper-independence rarely begins in adulthood. It usually begins in early childhood. Yeah? Imagine being a child who learns very early in life that emotions are an inconvenience. A child who is ignored every time they cry. A child who is mocked whenever they are sensitive or just for being sensitive. A child who feels like a burden for needing comfort. Eventually, the child adapts because children will always adapt. Yeah? They learn how not to ask. They learn how not to depend, how to handle it alone, how to remain quiet, and how to need less. Some even become emotionally responsible for their adults, their parents, and their caregivers. And they become the peacemakers in the home. They become the mature ones. They become the helpers. And they are called the strong child. And when people are praising such a child for being mature, nobody notices that the child skipped childhood entirely. Hyper-independence is mostly a survival adaptation. The nervous system understands that depending on people leads to pain, and so its safety must come from a person's self-reliance. But here is the most unfortunate part. As you will see later in the video, what protects you in your childhood can very easily isolate you in your adulthood. And that is why you'll observe that some of the strongest looking individuals in the society are the ones carrying some of the deepest emotional wounds. Hyper-independent individuals are admired in the society for the following reasons. One, they are hardworking. Two, they are reliable. Three, they are self-sufficient. Four, they are productive. They also remain calm under pressure. Six, they don't complain. Seven, they rarely ask for help. Eight, they keep functioning even when overwhelmed. And the society loves that. But what people call strong is sometimes an individual whose nervous system never even learned safety when they were children. Some people are calm not because they are okay or not because they have healed, but because they learned early in life that expressing their emotions changes nothing. And later in the video, I'm going to explain why hyper-independent individuals tend to become emotionally exhausted in relationships without understanding the cause. Hyper-independence doesn't always look obvious. Sometimes it is subtle. Yeah? I will handle it. Don't worry about me. I am fine. Yeah? That is someone who is struggling to ask for help. Yeah? Feeling guilty when people help. Overworking themselves. They mostly distrust other people. They can't delegate. They suffer emotional isolation. Yeah? They feel uncomfortable receiving love or being loved. Yeah? They shut down emotionally during stress. Yeah? And they are safer. They feel safer alone than emotionally exposed. Some hyper-independent individuals don't even realize they are alone because being alone is normal or became normal when they were growing up. Yeah? Some become very useful because being useful, they learned, is safer than being vulnerable. But the real damage often appears in close relationships, as you will see very shortly. Yeah? In close relationships, you require emotional interdependence, not unhealthy dependence, but the ability to trust, receive, learn, communicate, and feel emotionally safe with another human being. But hyper independent individuals experience love, closeness, and vulnerability as danger. So even when they deeply want love, they struggle to relax in it. Even when they get it, they struggle to really appreciate it. They like to self-soothe alone. Yeah. They avoid asking for reassurance. Yeah. They fear disappointment. They shut down during emotional conflict. They push people away when they are overwhelmed. And they feel very uncomfortable needing anyone. The tragedy of hyper independence is this: the person desperately needs connection, they need love. But their nervous system still believes that depending on people is dangerous, is unsafe, and so they won't commit. Healing hyper independence doesn't mean becoming weak. No. It means teaching your nervous system that safe connection is possible. Teaching your nervous system that it no longer is in the same environment where it runs the survival mode. Healing may simply begin with asking for a small help here and there, allowing people to help when they offer help, expressing emotions honestly, yeah, receiving love without guilt, and learning that your emotions and your needs also matter. It's important to be aware of the fact that healing may feel uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, because your body is experiencing something unfamiliar. That is safety. But you aren't meant to survive this life alone. Just that you lived your early life under unfavorable conditions. And that is how you learned the survival mode. If this video described your life, I want you to understand something very deeply. That even if you have survived alone all this while, it doesn't mean you deserve to. And maybe your healing begins the moment you stop confusing isolation with strength. Comment the word healing if this resonated with you. Please also subscribe if you want more conversation on trauma, emotional healing, nervous system regulation, and rebuilding emotional safety.